So the next presentation is about giving you the overall picture of MARINEEO, the concept and the context behind the project, the objectives, and the overall approach of the needs and that cover the demand side and the supply side as well. So starting, I would like to tell you about the common challenge. Every PCP project has a common challenge, which is something agreed among the buyers group. This is a need, an unmet need, that all the buyers confirm and agree that they need the suppliers to have a place in order to develop innovative solutions. And here in our project, the MARINEEO is to develop, test, and validate a bundle of Copernicus-based services, bringing incremental or radical innovation in the field of maritime awareness. And we are talking about Copernicus-based services, since we are not focused exactly on sole Earth observation services, but we are seeking the cooperation with Copernicus. Either this is concerning using data from Copernicus, either the existing services of Copernicus, in order to make to exploit these services and make and produce added value services upon them. Here is the MARINEEO overall concept. As you can see in the first part is the present status. There are existing Copernicus services that the marine authorities are currently use for their operations, and also there are other in situ information like vessels, ground stations, like meteorological information, any kind of additional information that they are used in order to cover as much as possible their operational needs at a daily basis. What MARINEEO is going to provide is going to provide innovative Copernicus-based Earth observation services based using this existing information in order to better tackle their response to their operational needs, tailoring supply to demand side. And this is the reason why procuring these innovative services, and we are seeking cooperation with the industry in order to develop this information. In order to replace even as much as possible the existing value chain that the marine authorities are currently using, operated, or improving their current state-of-the-art solutions. This is the part of the PCP, and after the PCP, which is beyond the project, we are seeking for coupling mechanisms for receiving additional funds from ESIF, from instance, the European Structural Investment Fund, in order to proceed with a PPI and commercialization of these services. So the PCP ends up till the research and innovation, tilts up the development of the solution, and after this part, we continue with the so-called PPI in order to commercialize the services and expand these services as much as possible to other member states as well, bringing them on board to this new initiative. In order to develop sustainable growth of related services and better response to the European societal challenges in general. Focusing in our project the marine part, and especially the marine environment and the security. So the idea is to develop cost-effective solutions, minimizing the operational burden caused by the development of in-field assets like patrol or monitoring vessels or any other of information that is currently used by the contracting authorities. Here are the objectives of MARINEEO. As we have said, the first objective is to develop, test, and validate two sets of demand-driven Earth observation services adopted on open standards. And this is something we would like to focus. We are seeking to develop solutions based on open standards in order to ensure the continuity and the sustainability of that services and also the potential improving the services after the end of the project. based, as we have said, and leveraging on the existing Copernicus services and other products from the Copernicus portfolio. Our project focuses on two thematic areas of Copernicus. The first is the marine environment monitoring, and we develop the so-called, we procure the so-called SAT-OCEAN service, and the second part focuses on security regarding the development of SAT surveillance service. Apart from the algorithmic issue of developing these services, we propose also a set of, we would like to propose also a set of additional support or envelope services which will better integrate the above-mentioned Earth observation and Copernicus-enabled services to the operational logic, creating a dynamic environment for a single digital market to grow. That means that we would like to include also into the platform that will be developed additional services, for instance, to enable the users to comment on the services, to retrieve feedback by the users from the use of these services, to evaluate the services, to propose services that will better exploit the Copernicus data, request data from the Copernicus data warehouse, and all the background support services needed to run in an operational way a platform which is dedicated to Earth observation service. And last objective is to strengthen the transnational collaboration in maritime awareness sector by facilitating knowledge transfer and optimization of resources for the public authorities which participate in the buyers group. As you can see in this graph, we are seeking to exploit all information, all data that Europe, ESA, Copernicus is currently providing through the use of mirror sites from the national point of view to get access to this data, along with the use of in situ information to close the gap as much as possible to the needs identified by the project, and to enable service providers to develop these services that will be delivered to the public authorities, and why not after the project to be delivered to additional agencies of European Commission like SATSAN, like Frontex, etc. This is the first part of the features that we are seeking to develop within the project. It was a very time-consuming process to collect these requirements from the authorities, from the buyers group participating in the project through various questionnaires, and we have focused on these four features for the SAT-OCEAN service. The first is about developing ocean biotic and abiotic parameters, climatological information, and historical statistics. The second is about regular monitoring of marine protected areas. The third is about detection of vessels and iceberg in Arctic areas. And the last one is about fish farm monitoring capabilities. The high-level need for all these services that we are going to be further analyzed during the next presentations about the requirements for each one is to incorporate and integrate all features in one single and user-friendly platform, and consider also all aspects regarding the data collection, data acquisition, data preparation, including the pre-processing of the images, the fusion capabilities, and in general the value-added processing algorithms in order to support and disseminate the results and contribute to the Copernicus regulation, to the integrated maritime policy, and to the INSPIRE directive. The second group of features covers the security part, and these are the two features that we have selected from the consortium to be procured, and these are the first, the identification and characterization of unusual activity detection around critical infrastructure, and the second is about an enhanced change detection of features based on preliminary scanning of areas of interest and activity reporting through the selection and characterization of the features of interest specifically for immigrants and embarking and disembarking situations. Again, here the high-level need is to incorporate and integrate all features in one single and user-friendly platform and contribute in the same way to the Eurosur regulation supporting public authorities security challenges that they have in the domain of border security and control. Just to highlight once again that we are seeking development solutions, R&D solutions that will exploit the current state of the art in Copernicus. We are primarily looking solutions that will exploit Sentinel's information, will exploit Copernicus core services, especially the marine part and the security one, and also through DIAS, for instance, which is under procurement stage and development to exploit the wide distribution of these services under stable conditions. The MARINEEO project has a specific phases through which it goes till the end. Now the project currently runs the preparatory phase, which is the first phase of the project. It lasts 17 months, starting from 1st of January till May 2018. And during this whole period, we cover within the project and we deliver to the Commission and to the potential applicants user and data requirements for the Copernicus Marine Monitoring thematic area, user and data requirements for the security thematic area, a reference architecture report. This is a general proposal from the project point of view about how we look like the services could be developed from a high-level point of view. We deliver verification and validation report based on which the verification and validation will take place through the implementation of the pre-commercial procurement by the contractors. We deliver the joint call for tender, and then we receive the proposals and we continue with the evaluation of them based on the evaluation criteria that will include it into the tender. And then we award projects and we enforce to enter to the PCP phase 1, which is the solution design for a specific, for a limited partner, limited contractors. The duration of the solution design is 5 months, 4 months actually with +1 for evaluation from the consortium. And this is the phase where we are looking to receive full details, technical details, specifications about how the contractors will develop the services that have been briefly described. And this is a solution that we are seeking different solution design for the security part, of course, and different solution design for the marine environment. After that, we are going to evaluate the solution design and select the contractors that will go till the next phase. PCP phase 2 is the prototype development, is the core part of the development of the services. It lasts 9 months, 8 months actually +1 for evaluation. The prototypes are developed, and then these services are going to be tested in the laboratory phase and on field. When we're talking about laboratory, we mean about check the technical behavior of the solution in laboratory under controlled and stable conditions. And where we're talking about on the field, this is verified the solutions under conditions close to the operational conditions, but not the real operational conditions. So we are going to test the prototypes specifically using test datasets. And the last phase is the PCP phase 3, which is the operational development, tested and validation of the services. It's the bigger PCP phase of the project. It lasts 12 months +1 month for evaluation. And here we cover all the solution development under operational conditions. So we evaluate the solutions under specific use cases and scenarios that will be defined by the project, and also the involvement of the end users in this process is very, very important in order to evaluate the outcomes and perform acceptance tests in order to accept and to retrieve the final R&D solutions by the industry. Here are some tentative deadlines in order to give a picture of the timing of the project. This is very important for all of you to know when specific milestones are planned ahead. As we have stated, the project has started January 2017. We have published the prior information notice in May. The user requirements for the tender have been finalized in June. In July, here we are organizing the open market consultation. We are seeking your feedback. We are looking forward to amend or to specify, to make more detailed the technical specifications based on your technical expertise. Analyze your feedback, analyze your comments through completing the request for information survey that is currently available on the website, and there is also a presentation later on that will make more details about the needs and what we are looking forward to completing this questionnaire from your side. And then prepare the tender, which is a first draft of the tender will be available in September 2017. After that, there is a period of 2 months where the Commission will evaluate the tender, and this will be published in December 2017. We will give 2 months availability for the contractors to submit their proposals, and then 3 months for evaluation of them by experts from the consortium. So the start of the PCP Phase 1, the solution design, is envisaged to start in June 2018. In November 2018, we'll start the PCP Phase 2. In August 2019, start the PCP Phase 3. And at the end, the final validation and demonstration of the results will take place in November 2020. It's a long process, and this is the tentative deadlines till then. Now there is a video also prepared by the consortium in order to explain to you the objectives and the idea of the project. Sorry? Can you actually bring the lights? The light? Yeah. Lower the lights. Because they are videotaping, they are not videotaping anything now. No live streaming, just the video. So if they can dim the light.
The Marine Earth Observation Project is the first pre-commercial procurement in Earth observation, funded under the Horizon 2020 framework. The optimal goal under this PCP project is to fund robust, innovative downstream solutions that will serve not only MARINEEO's maritime authorities, but other parties such as European agencies, decision makers, and individuals. Awareness sought either The Marine Earth Observation Project is the first pre-commercial procurement in Earth observation, funded under the Horizon 2020 framework. The optimal goal under this PCP project is to fund robust, innovative downstream solutions that will serve not only MARINEEO's maritime authorities, but other parties such as European agencies, decision makers, and individuals. Awareness sought either in regards to maritime security, border control against irregular immigration, and safety of navigation. while at the same time awareness in regards to the marine environment and climate change. MARINEEO aims at procuring the development of demand-driven Earth observation-based services adopted on open standards, bringing incremental or radical innovations in the field of maritime awareness and leveraging on the existing Copernicus services and other products from the Copernicus portfolio. MARINEEO teams up a group of 9 European partners acting as public procurers and scientific and technical organizations with significant experience in Earth observation and maritime matters to achieve the following objectives. Develop, test, and validate 2 sets of demand-driven Earth observation-based services, which cover marine monitoring and security Copernicus thematic areas. Propose a set of support envelope services, which will better integrate the above-mentioned Earth observation and Copernicus-enabled services to the operational logic and code of conduct. Strengthen transnational collaboration in the maritime awareness sector by facilitating knowledge transfer and optimization of resources for the public authorities which participate in the buyers group. Pre-commercial procurement, PCP, is a powerful tool to tackle these 3 points under one single joint initiative, which is why MARINEEO is in an excellent position to reinforce future capabilities. MARINEEO seeks to establish Earth observation-based services covering sea basins of the Mediterranean, Atlantic, and Arctic, adapting Copernicus data and information in order to meet the demand of the procurers. The first set of features is entitled SAT Ocean, providing information about ocean biotic and abiotic parameters, variability in time and space, regular monitoring of marine protected areas, fish farm monitoring, and water quality. It also incorporates sea ice extent for safe navigation and maritime operations in the Arctic. The second set of features belongs to the second thematic area of marine security, entitled SAT Surveillance, which contributes to the development of Eurosur regulations by providing services in response to Europe's security challenges in the domains of border security, covering unusual activity monitoring around critical infrastructure and enhanced change detection techniques at specific areas of interest, used for embarking and disembarking of immigrants. PCP enables public procurers and suppliers to share the benefits and risks of designing, prototyping, and testing new products between them, facilitate the access of new innovative players to the public procurement market, create optimum conditions for wider commercialization and take-up of R&D results, reduce market fragmentation and in turn reducing costs for procurers and creating wider markets for companies, create highly qualified R&D jobs in Europe, act as a seal of approval for innovative companies, confirming the market potential of new emerging technological developments, thereby attracting new investors. MARINEEO follows the basic PCP concept and approach while adopting the typical product innovation life cycle. Starting phase. The participating public procurers of the R&D services agree on common requirements and performance levels for the 2 Copernicus thematic and geographical areas covered by the project by preparing the tender documents, evaluation procedures, and criteria, based on which a list of R&D providers are funded to enter PCP Phase 1. Phase 1. The R&D providers deliver their solution designs and verifications of the technical, economic, and organizational feasibility of their solution approach to address the PCP challenge. Phase 2. The winning R&D providers develop a prototype of the requested downstream services and test this in lab conditions. Phase 3. The successful R&D providers produce a final set of downstream services that will be tested and validated on the field under real-life operational conditions, demonstrating suitability for large-scale production after the PCP. After PCP Phase 3, the overall evaluation and validation of the technical solutions will take place, encompassing technical, operational, and economical aspects. Under this PCP framework, users and industry are able to cooperate in order to define the solutions of the future, and, should the results be successful, shall promote the adoption of such solutions among other authorities in the Copernicus community, and consequently, help operationally relevant solutions reaching the market. In other words, to stimulate the market to create Earth observation downstream services, which will help to close the gap between existing state-of-the-art and future innovation potentials.
This was the presentation. Thank you for your attention, and we could continue with the next one.